Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Hobby back again. News and views on the news. All right. I want y'all to pay close attention to this one because this one comes to us via Torrance Johnson. All right. And shout out to the brother. Shout out to the brother. This video is titled "Black Community Bastardized by the Black American Woman." Um, for over the past 60 years for government handouts as fathers' names are absent from birth certificate. Torrance Johnson, thank you for the inspiration behind this. Now, basically, what this dude did was that he asked a question, very important and very intriguing question. Because when you really look at it, we don't realize how bastardized the Black community is. Many of us cannot trace who we are on the father's side. Now, let me give you some insight on this. The reason why they like mitochondrial DNA so much, because it is the best way to generally put you somewhere. However, it doesn't definitely tell you who you are. The only people that could tell you who you are definitely is the Y DNA, which comes from the father. All right. The Y DNA pinpoints you right back to a specific human being, and that is the father. The only way you could be pinpointed back to a specific human being is to go from father to father to father to father. So when Black women engage in all this feministic, I don't need no man BS, and totally, as Torrance Johnson said, abort the father from the birth certificate. All right, then the Black male don't have no name. The only solution is recreate the community without the Black woman. Period. We don't need those type of Black women. And as you recreate the community, you start anew. You talking about 304 cubed to the 10th degree. This is what the Black woman have become. A 304 cube or a 304 to the 10th degree. And there is no way to fix this except for Black men to get back in the commandments and start all over based on the commandments. It's like a conversation I had with a sister, and I let her know that no, them days, the 50-50 BS and all the rest of it, oh, those have been over. And I told her, real men are getting back to the commandments, and they're not accepting anything less from a woman than if she's going to be with a real man, that he's going to be like by the commandments, and you will have no jurisdiction over that man. Absolutely none, because you're not supposed to have any. This is what happened from letting Black women get their way too much. And this is horrifying when you really think about it. So let's concentrate on this for a minute. And just in case I forgot, Havarden hardu gudan ola oi to the bang basis los bonjamizmi kia du balwini konnichiwa ni hao ni hama sani bonani jumbo herbagali assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right, let's get into this. Let's listen to the words of Torrance Johnson and let's break this stuff down. Let's not forget to like, share, subscribe. And when you subscribe, click the notification bell and check the subscription boxes because y'all know YouTube is deleting subscribers from people's accounts. All right. So check, and that might explain why you're not getting notifications. So check the description box, resubscribe, click the notification bell. To donate, my PayPal me link will be in the description box. And all you got to do is just click on it. It takes less than a couple of seconds, 2 clicks. And take care of yourself and family first, though, always. All right? So let's get back. So let's take a look at what Black feminism and this independent woman mindset has given us for the last 50, dare I say 60 years. Let's look at the fall apart of the Black family as a result of Black women separating from the family and buying into the white system since 1954. Let's look at the statistic that says before 1960, 80% of children grew up in a two-parent household. And due to these educated, Harvard educated, oh, let me say, no, they're not educated, they're indoctrinated because they got a degree, but they don't know SH. And like in the video I put out with the Black Panther guy and all, I've said this myself. Having a degree don't mean you're smart. Most Black men know more than the Black women that got these degrees. They're just indoctrinated with the white system. They went, learned this feminism, and learned how to tear the Black community apart. And if you don't like it, then they have a problem with you. Here's the thing. They have no power to deal with changing your mind. See, being good natured, being a real woman would change the man's mind about the Black women. But now, because of their hatred towards the Black man and his family, and because they thought they had a leg up to get in good with the white man, forgetting that the white woman might have a problem with that, the Black woman is out on her own, hated and reviled. Hated and reviled. Remember, 304 to infinity, 304 cubed. That's what they have become. They're either a 304 with a degree or they're a 304 without one. Right? And they choose to follow the thug or other women. So they have no worth to anybody's community. And even now, their degree don't mean much because they're getting beat out for jobs by men that's converting to women. The very men that they raised to not be proud to be a man, they're now converting to women and taking their jobs. And their degree isn't helping because it's not educated, it's education, it's indoctrination. Remember, they don't know SH. They know how to put stuff together and spread some bull all over the airwaves and all over the net. But outside of that, they're worthless. And right now, they're worthless to a family anyway. They're worthless to men because the damage that they've done is irreparable. Let's see what my brother is talking about. For all the independent women, all the women independent, throw your hands up after them. This is what they wrought on the Black community. Torrance Johnson, highlighted comment. He said this. I want everybody to truly and really give a heavy thought to what I'm about to say. And I did. And I think this is a valid point to make to everyone else, which is the reason I'm making this video. Just take a look at your family tree. Just go back 40 or 50 years ago. For Black males, you would find no present of a father to son on that family tree, coming up from a single black woman head of household whatsoever. I'm not sure how the daughters from black men feel about this. But for us black males, this is devastating. There is no record of history belonging to us from our bloodline fathers. Have you ever seen a birth certificate absent of the name of your father? And I've seen it on many birth certificates. Well, I have to I have, well, he meant to say, well, I have just a certificate. No one can tell me how destructive and how damaging on how the black American female have destroyed us black males. We are walking in this world so very incomplete, and those black women are willing to keep it that way all the way to their graves without telling you anything about your father. Now tell me, how wicked is that? So what type of abortion is this? You don't cut out the child, but you cut out the father from the child. Oh, he had more to say. See, so for these strong, independent, I don't need no black men, black women, this is demonic and wickedness at its worst. And when he mentions it, I can't think of nothing more wicked than this one thing that the black women have done. More than degrade good black men, more than sleep with thugs, more than switch the gender of their children. You know, have these men thinking they're women now. More than all of that, more than raising these daughters to be wretched, more than making money off of this ratchetness and this evil and this wickedness, more than selling out the black community, this has to be the worst, especially when you look at scripture. And this is why I keep stating that the black man need to separate from these black women and start all over with some sisters. To start a legacy anew. Because more than all of that, this has to be the most evil, sinister thing that black women, the black American woman, has ever done collectively. This is downright evil. This is downright evil. He goes on to say, no one can tell me just how evil and wicked this demonic butchery of the single black woman lead household has totally destroyed what is truly supposed to be called a family unit. Single black women, head of household, is not a family at all. It's the death of it. Just tell me this. What do people really think of you when you are asked to bring your birth certificate as proof for something and it is incomplete? It doesn't tell them who you really are without the father bloodline covering you. This is hell. All get out. And yet black women will do this abominable thing without blinking. And I might add, with joy. All right. How great the shame and burden for anyone to carry around proof of their family. Shame to this world that openly show the proof of your family demise upon your shoulders. And this is why it's important for black men to leave the black woman alone. I mean, really. If they can't become a sister, you need to leave them alone. See, I know some of you black women, I know there's a lot more than I thought listening to my channel. All right. And if you're a sister, then you should understand this. You should understand how significant this is. You can't really understand your family line without the father. Remember, the man is the creator of the seed. It is created in his loins. It is delivered to the woman by which the child comes out. Without that father's side and the definite knowledge of who the father is, the blood in that family is confused. Period. That that child, whether it be a male or female, is incomplete. And is worse for a female. Let me say this again. It is worse for a female. For the men, we can start anew. And even though we do not have carnal knowledge of who the father is, we still have the genes in us. We have that Y chromosome. And even through DNA, we could trace back and try to figure out who family is now through DNA using the Y DNA. Females cannot do that. The males, and only the males, can trace back their family lines through the father's side and the mother's side without really having the knowledge of the mother and father through DNA tests. They could hope that somebody in the line took a DNA test and did the Y DNA. Men did the Y DNA. All right. And if that happened, they will get some answers. There is absolutely no hope for the female if the mom has been a 304 to infinity or a 304 cubed, not just a regular 304, but cubed or to infinity, right? And all the children have different fathers. All right. That means a girl can never find out her complete family line if the mama dies, not telling her who her father really is. Or the mom screwed so many people that she don't know who the father really is. Why is this? Y chromosome. The wickedness of the black American woman, as they have ruined the family tree with birth certificate absent a father's name, goes beyond evil and destruction. Especially, see, he missed the point because it's bad not knowing the legacy of the father and stuff like that. But I keep saying, I thought something was wrong with that Bible scripture that the curses are passed down from father to son through to the third and fourth generation. And I was like, oh, they snuck that in there. So when they was changing stuff, they made that responsibility of the father, and we're not the ones cursed because we still carry the legacy. The ones that are cursed when they don't know who the father is the females, the girls, the girls. Now, there's an easy fix for them too. They can start anew, become sisters, get with a brother that is in the commandments, not in a commandment group, not in a commandment church, but in the commandments that don't need that know how to be a good man independently of somebody needing to have to teach him as an adult how he need to be. In other words, he can read well enough to know what the commandments say for himself, and he can think for himself. All right. All this stuff, following people who probably got a man that they bow down to and listen to, like Beyonce, the queen of feminism, is not a feminist. She having babies with a thug, and she better not get out of line. But this is the farce that black women keep telling themselves. They are too independent, too strong, and too educated. No, they are too independent, too weak minded that they think they're strong, and too indoctrinated with the white man's ways. In other words, she is the enemy. There is nothing good about her. She is vain, seeking worship, seeking the place of the Most High. She is delusional. And she is kind of ignorant to think some man would want this. That's a black man. Right? And they wonder why black men hate black women and don't want to be bothered with them. All right? They're just like, we're done. You're evil. Cuz you're evil. This is what black women think of themselves, and they're the only ones that think it of themselves. Nobody else think this about black women. Everybody understands the white man, white woman, that anybody that betray your men to the degree and to betray a family line to the degree over these past 50 and 60 years that these black women did, that anybody that could do that is no good for anyone. Oh, you use her to you keep using her to keep the black men in check out of fear. But even then, it's like, oh wow, we created a monster that no one can control. All right. And now the white men don't want to deal with them. You see what I'm saying? The black woman wants to replace the black man. Women should be allowed to be as hardcore and sexual as we want because men do it all the time. Oh, the all white women do it too argument. Only they do it to the point where it's destructive. All right? Period. And women were not created to have a bunch of men. Men were created to have a bunch of women. Why? Because we plant seeds. Women bear seeds. Women can only bear one seed at a time while men can plant many and grow a community. And now she just turned into a hollow ground. And she is probably the biggest 304. All that beauty went to waste. And now nobody wants it. And now she's making excuses for her ratchet behavior. Now she got the blowback. She did all the fake stuff to herself for money. She got money, but she has no respect. She got money. She has no power. What was that song? Money, power, respect. Money doesn't equal power or respect. The funny thing is, a lot of these people only figure that out after they get the money. Then they lose the respect of the people that once had it for them while never getting it from the people that never had it for them. They forgot. White man don't have to have respect for you. It's his money he giving you. You didn't do nothing for it. He's giving you that money to be destructive and destroy the community. And these airheaded females run around thinking that they've accomplished something. They have no shame. And she actually, I don't know, she thinks she's happy at what she's done. Because if she was truly happy, then she wouldn't have to explain it. It wouldn't be on her conscience like that. Deep down inside, she knows she's evil. So they running around how they bought everything, but they bought it with the white man's money. They're being used by the system to corrupt more females. But now the white man seeing that these black women is creating a mentality that is bringing down the family of everybody. Oh yeah, this monster is out. The Pandora's box has been opened, and all the women coming over to America being Americanized by these black women to cheat, steal, kill, destroy, and have no concern for family values. No family, no country. These women still can't understand how things got so bad. But then I digress. That's what I used to think. They understand exactly. But what it is they think if they tell us lies like they're too independent, too strong, too educated, that the Afro men won't understand that we got this way because they just simply detest the good men. They cut for the wicked ones. These are bad tent nails and they need to be replaced, right? They say this, too educated, too independent. And then they cry how the Afro men do not love them. You can't love somebody that wants your destruction. You're not supposed to love somebody that wants your destruction. You're not supposed to love somebody that wants to replace you. You can't love somebody that don't respect you enough to follow your lead if you're the man and they're the woman. Especially when you see them following the leads of everyone else that is destructive to them and the community. See, these women are not doing well. They're not doing well at all. But they don't care that they don't do well. They just want company. They want the good Afro man not to do well. And they understand there are more Afro men that are good, that are working, that have their stuff together. You know, all the ones they've rejected over their lives and that are doing better than them. The only reason why you see them everywhere is because they're being propped up by the Caucasian system. I hope y'all understand that because too independent, too strong, too educated is a myth that they taught themselves to believe. And it is false as all get out. What they've done is they've taken the good family dynamic and burned it up in a burning house. And they can't get out because that wall is stopping them. And no man will take them now. But that's it, I'm out.